Now, a radio show dedicated to the genius of the Declaration of Divine Right, constitutionally preserved by our forefathers. The right to protect yourself and your loved ones from force, aggression, crime, and the tyranny of an overbearing, power-hungry government class. The right to bear arms, guaranteed in the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, the greatest and most enduring blueprint for governance ever devised by man. This amendment enshrines the proposition that the right to keep and bear arms devolves upon us from God and not government. Now, the Second Amendment Radio Show with your hosts, Bill Robinson and Ralph Esposito.
I have in front of me a Gun Owners of America document here. Statement by GOA concerning Montgomery and Fulton County Sheriffs. This is one document of many we have. Authored, yeah, you wrote it. Authored by you, GOA Legal Counsel, dated February 2020. Well, your concern is you wrote a nice little piece here, just basically a page, about what's going on, what these sheriffs could be doing and should be doing now. The Fulton County Sheriff is an example. The Montgomery County Sheriffs basically copped out and said they're not going to cooperate with us in our constitutional sanctuary counties. They're just not going to do it because they're saying basically we're rejecting the rule of law. Well, you can't go anywhere.
Add St. Lawrence County has St. Lawrence County officials have also joined the sheriffs in saying we're going to enforce unconstitutional laws because we have to. I think it's called the Nuremberg defense.
Yes.
I was just following orders.
Yes, well, that's it. So isn't that something? But yet it's okay, Mike, for us to have these sanctuary cities all over New York State. It's okay for the governor of the state of New York to give a free caboose ride to these illegal criminal aliens in New York City and throughout the state of New York. And he ordered the police not to run background checks if they pull over an illegal alien, not to report them to the federal authorities, to ICE. That's okay. But Democrats can have illegal activities anytime they want, like sanctuary cities, but Republicans can't have sanctuary counties protecting our God-given rights, our Second Amendment, which is in the Constitution. They can't do that. We can't do that. See, it's a one-way street with these Democrats. They become dangerous now.
Just be satisfied with free condoms and abortion on demand.
And as you said earlier, just let the kid die, leave it on the table, let's go out to lunch, maybe it'll be dead when we come back from lunch. This is what the Democrats are doing these days. This is how they think. But anyway, so we've got a situation here where we have some sheriffs that are basically Chicken Little. This is basically, I hate to say it, but they're cowards. But we've got to get the county managers and the county ledges all over the state of New York on our team, on our side. And we're working in Monroe County to do that right now. And we got some meetings coming up. A couple other counties. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but we may have 5 or 6 sanctuary counties here in the next 4 months or 5 months, finally, until the state of New York and this governor, this tyrant misfit governor, I call him Alducci Mussolini Cuomo, tell him to take a hike. We're not interested in your gun-grabbing, illegal, unconstitutional laws. You know, this is what we got to do. Go ahead.
It's interesting that basically, if you look at the sheriff's statements, what they say is we're required to enforce any laws that any state, any court anywhere has upheld. That's erroneous for about 15 different reasons. The first is basically, I mean, their oath was to defend the Constitution of the United States. Let's take, for instance, the Fugitive Slave Act. The courts upheld that, so if New York were to enact a new Fugitive Slave Act, would they feel that they were be compelled to return slaves to their lawful owners? It's just a stupid and ultimately fascist proposition that if any court has upheld it, I have to treat the Constitution as toilet paper and follow the orders of our fascist governor.
But, and of course, they're using because let's see, I can't refuse to enforce. I'm going to quote one of the sheriffs. I can't refuse to enforce any duly passed law which has been found constitutional by the courts. Well, Sheriff, it hasn't been found constitutional by the courts. We can't get it up that far to the Supreme Court because they're Democrat, and all these positions, all these courts, all these judges are Democrats, and they're not going to let it get that far. It takes us years to get that far. But go ahead.
Court shop for any court anywhere, no matter how crazy left, that's upheld a particular form of law. And incidentally, our federal court system, Trump has appointed, 191 judges, but there's still a whole lot of Obama holdovers who are prepared to give crazy decisions. And basically, this sheriff is saying, I'm going to follow a Obama holdover rather than exercise my constitutional responsibility to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Well, by the way,
incidentally, every day, police stop someone driving 36 or 41 miles per hour in a 35-mile zone, and those are clearly constitutional laws, and yet every day of the week, every hour of the day, police use their discretion in order to say it would be stupid to enforce this law this way.
By the way, also, and this is, by the way, for the audience out there, not for Mike, who's an attorney, he knows wherever we speak. There's a reason why we have multiple levels of judicial review in this country. Because, believe it or not, Sheriff, I'm looking at you, judges make mistakes. It happens all the time. That's why we reverse decisions, right, Bill?
Exactly, dead on, yes. So what we're saying here, Mike, and we're trying to relay this to our audience out here is you put this document together. Gun Owners of America put this document together, folks. Check it out on our websites, GOANYS.com, GOANYS.com. Check out our Sanctuary County documents. You'll find it very interesting. Or our Second Amendment website, the number 2ND AmendmentShow.com. The number 2ND AmendmentShow.com, and you'll see the documents we're talking about. They did a thorough job on this. The Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. These sheriffs swear an oath to uphold that. And what some little tyrant in the state of New York rams down our throat doesn't matter. We can tell him to take a hike. We're going by the Constitution of the United States. He doesn't have to enforce these laws. No sheriff has to. And these county managers, these county supervisors don't have to. They can tell the state to take a hike. Now, we don't have the home rule yet in the state of New York. We're working on getting that, too, which the Democrats would probably never allow to happen because they don't want us independent.
When they cut funding?
No, that's the other issue is when they start the funding games. Now, has the governor of Virginia threatened to withhold money from the counties that have rejected these gun laws?
He's threatened a whole bunch of things, including withholding money, sending in the National Guard and the militia in order to take over counties, and all sorts of things. I think those are all bluffs. I would just love to see him send in the militia to some little rural county to force his gun confiscation scheme. That is something which you threaten, but basically he's not going to be able to carry through with it.
Yeah. Very good. So we've got these documents together, folks. So join us in this fight we're in, this gunfight we're in, verbal gunfight at this point. We're working on Monroe County right now. We'll give you more information on that. And we're working on, like I say, about 9 counties right now, which they're looking good. Some men are standing up and saying, and women are saying, enough is enough. This New York City control, the Albany control over us has got to end. This misguided direction we've been taking the state of New York for many years. We were the empire state. Now we're the welfare state. We're the illegal criminal state now. The governor he's the lead of the illegal alien criminal operations going on in the state of New York, ordering all the police agencies in the state of New York to sign a document, the officers, the sheriffs, to sign a document that they won't blow. They run a background check. They won't blow them into the federal government. Unbelievable. It's Donald Trump's job to protect the United States of America. It's his primary job. It's to protect our borders, to protect us from these criminal illegal aliens that are all over the place. And we got a governor that's protecting the criminal element. Unbelievable, and he's getting away with it.
But I might point out to you that, as you well know, that prior to the last election, New York had divided government. And it's, in 2018, as a result of sweep by the Democrats, and I think, unfortunately, a lot of gun owners saying, well, they've been saying there'd be gun confiscation for 20 years and it hadn't happened yet. Well, guess what? They sat on their hands, and now it's coming to us very quickly. But we're going to have another election coming up very quickly. The election may be propelled by a national sensibility that says this craziness, this hatred of the Constitution, this hatred of the Second Amendment has gone too far. And I hope that people will turn out in record numbers in order to stand up for those constitutional principles. And I hope that we will take back our government in November.
Okay, well, very good. Well, again, thank you very much, Mike, for joining us. You put together some nice documents, you and your team, Gun Owners of America team folks. If you want to join an organization, a no-nonsense, no-compromise organization, and you want to get involved with this gunfight, we're in this verbal gunfight at this time, you want to join Gun Owners of America. So check them out. GOA, what's the official website?
Gunowners.org.
Yeah, Gunowners.org.